Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Flow Restore. Let's go ahead and get started in Shavasana. So come on all the way down to your back. Wait, just one moment. Before we do that, I will be using a blanket, 2 blocks, and a strap today. So if you have those items, grab them. If not, you can do everything without all of those props. And then take your strap, rather, so that you don't have to get back up to get it. So it'll be along your side thing. And then come on down to your back. Extend your legs long, allow your arms to rest along your side bodies. Take your palms face up so that you feel the external rotation of your shoulders beneath the back of your heart. And immediately soften your eyes to close. Just take this moment right here to rest. We begin the transition from movement, activity, into the less movement, simply being as we are, and slow things down. We create a bit more intention here with each movement and each breath. Allow all the thoughts, all the sensations to simply be present. Let yourself notice what's here today. We have a unique experience each day that we can just tap into the energetic field around and within us. This is known as the collective conscious, and we are definitely a part of it. And if we stop and we notice, we can feel what's here. We don't have to label it as good or as bad, just as what is. Allow this moment to take you outside of yourself. So instead of saying, things are happening to me, can we simply observe and realize things are simply happening? This is the seat of the witness. This is our ability to detach, unattach, become a bit more objective. And slowly start to explore the inside of your body with your breath. Begin with the toes as you pull the prana in, fill up. Travel through the legs, the hips, the torso. And as you exhale, pull everything back in through center. Imagine the belly button. And this time as you breathe in, start at the fingertips. Travel up the arms, the sides of the neck, the crown of the head, holding your breath. And as you exhale, out through the navel. And continue this way, moving the energy, moving the awareness, and moving the body with breath. Today, I'd like to focus a little on love and light and uncovering the layers that hold us back and down, hold us down. The causes of all suffering begin with our initial confusion. It's often during our darkest, most low moments that we must focus to see the love and light from within. We need those dark moments. We need those places that we desire to climb out of. And we can see the light and the dark within each of us. In order to see the light, we have to see the dark. I'd love to start class today with a quote from Martin Luther King. He says, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that." Hate and fear cannot drive out hate and fear. Only love can do that. Release all of your air from your body. Feel the Uddiyana Bandha lock, the core lock, as you push the last of the air out. And then from the pelvic floor, breathe in, fill up belly, lungs, upper chest, all the way up to the top. Hold your breath in. An open, audible exhale, release. Again, friends. Full breath in, all the way up. Hold it in. And let it go. With each breath cycle, we live and we die, we pull in and we let go. It's symbolic of this always changing physical world. Last time here, breathe in. Feel the heart rise, hold in your breath. And let it go. This time holding it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Seal your lips. Slow breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. Feel the calming effect that your full body intentional breath creates. Allow it to stay with you throughout class. It always comes back to the breath. If at any time you feel unsure or uncertain, close your eyes and simply breathe. And all is exactly as it should be in this moment. Slowly begin to bend one knee and then the other and find a fallen bridge. You'll take the soles of your feet wide to the edges of your mat and knock your knees together to touch. Just a moment here to feel a gentle spreading of the low back. And then ever so slowly and gently, you'll shift your knees, just the knees, from left to right. So the spine stays connected to the mat, the soles of the feet stay rooted. And with the inhales, you lift up. With the exhales, you shift either right or left. Feel free to stay on either side for a full round of breath to get a full experience here in a different way. Allow this to be your journey. I'm just your guide, so take what it is that you need. I think that's the beauty of these online classes, is that you're home and you can say, I'm going to stay here a little longer and I'll catch up. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just yoga after all. We're just moving and breathing. And then slowly, if you feel even on the sides, pull your knees back through center. Go ahead and take your strap. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just take it over the sole of your right foot. You don't have to hook anything. And keep it in your right hand. Now, my left knee is bent. It doesn't have to be, though. I can extend it forward. So maybe you play with that position of your opposite leg. Let your shoulders fall toward the mat and simply pull your leg, your right leg, deep into your hip socket. Working a lot with the hamstrings today and some deep forward folds. So just slowly warming up the legs and the hip flexors. After a few breaths, circle your strap around your right wrist and send your leg out to the right. It's okay if your knee's bent. It's okay if your leg's straight. It's also okay if you'd like to take your left knee off to the left so you get a wider opening through your inner thighs. Again, no wrong answers here. You get to explore your hips and legs on your own. All I ask is that you stay deeply connected to your breath pattern. And you'll slowly lift your right leg back up through center. Take your strap around your left wrist this time. And if your left knee's bent, I'd straighten it. take your right leg over to the left. So it's almost like a little twist, a supine twist. Keep the right shoulder rooted down. That's your anchor here. Feel the gentle pull in the outer right hip. With your inhale, come back through center. Plant the soles of both feet. One full breath in fallen bridge, just to neutralize the low back before we move on to the other side. And then you'll lift your left leg high, take your strap around the sole of your left foot. Now the two sides might feel different, but try to make them look somewhat the same as far as props and position. Take this opportunity to press the low back down. Imagine you've got a beam of light shooting out the tailbone and through the crown of your head. That's how long your spine is. Encircle the strap around your left wrist. Open up your left leg, bent or straight. It appears as if we're symmetrical, but we're actually not. Like the body's very different with each side. It's yes and it's yes, both. And slowly with your breath in, lift your left leg high. Straighten your right leg, and then strap around your right wrist. Left leg over to the right. Gentle twist. Amazing. Inhale, come back up to center. Release the strap. Pull both thighs over your belly and compress. And then start to slowly rock and roll into tabletop. You can take a few rocks and rolls so you can massage the back. And then ground down through the palms to the knees. We're going to take some side bends here. So I want you to gaze to your left hip and then take your left hip towards your left shoulder. So you are opening up through the right side. And then straighten your right arm, but bend your left elbow. So the left elbow's bent, the hips are moved to the left, you're gazing at the left hip. Inhale through center. Exhale, shift. So gaze toward the right hip now. Straight left arm, bent right elbow. And then we'll flow this way. Inhale through center, exhale other side. Just keep it moving like this. You can close your eyes. And just two more on each side. And then even yourself out. Come back through center. Pull the belly button towards spine. Lengthen, tailbone through crown of head. Inhale, cow pose. Keep the core strong though. Just because we have to lift the tailbone doesn't mean we have to let the core go. So keep it strong and know that this is where the movement begins, is the core space. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Hips to heels, arms extend. Rest your third eye down. Inhale, cow pose, pull yourself up, drop your belly. Exhale, downward facing dog, curl your toes, lift your hips to the sky, pedal out through your feet. Probably your first downward facing dog of the day, maybe, maybe not. So give yourself the opportunity to feel all the parts of your downward facing dog here, starting with the hands, starting with the feet, and travel all the way up to that triangle space, the tailbone. And then when you press into the mat with the palms and the feet, where can you soften, right? But that deep connection, maybe release a bit through the shoulders. Take the knees to a soft bend and pull your low belly up and in. Feel a hollowing sensation out. Take a full breath. Open mouth, exhale. We're going to flow through those three postures. Drop your knees. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, child's pose, hips to heels. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze forward. Slowly walk to the top of your mat. Just a forward fold. Keep your feet hip-width distance apart. And then soft bend to your knees. Grip your heels with your hands. And use the strength of your arms to pull the torso closer toward your thighs as you reach the crown of your head down to the earth. Notice a slight lift of your heels, just like I could take a piece of paper beneath them. Nothing big, nothing visual, nothing that I could see, but you certainly can feel your weight shift forward. And then release the heels, hollow out the belly. From there, inhale, lift all the way up to Tadasana and reach through your fingertips. Give yourself a moment, right? From those deep forward folds, it's kind of a little dizzying to stand all the way up. And then take your palms together to touch overhead. You're going to frame your ears with your biceps and keep them there. Take a full breath in, lift up through your shoulders. As you exhale, side bend to the right, up and over. And you've got this beautiful sort of half moon shape through your body, but the feet are your anchor. Inhale, lift, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, side bend to the left, up and over. Start to feel the expansion through your ribs, your intercostal muscles. The space is there. It's like an accordion through the rib cage with each breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back bend, keeping the biceps by the ears. Be mindful of your cervical spine. Find a tucking of your chin and reach the tips of your ears toward the wall behind you. Weight is in your heels. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms and step back. Pausing in your high plank. Just check in with your alignment, right? Make sure your wrists are beneath your shoulders. Activate your quadriceps. Pull your low belly in, reach your sternum bone forward, and really press the mat away. Hold here for 4. You'll lower all the way down to the mat in 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower. You can drop to your knees. We'll just take 3 sets of cobra pose. So take the tops of your feet flat to the edges of your mat behind you. Now cricket your elbows into your side bodies. Inhale, peel your torso up and feel your pubic bone press down. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Breath in, lift up. Breath out, let go. Just it. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Curl your toes. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze forward. Forward fold, top of space will flow through. Inhale, Tadasana, rise all the way up. Palms connect. Exhale, side bend to the right, up and over. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, back bend. Keep your biceps in line with your ears. Gaze high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back. All right, this is where your blocks can come in handy. So frame your right foot with your blocks at the highest setting. We're gonna flow through. Inhale, pull your heart forward, deepen into your lunge. So you're pressing into your blocks, your arms are straight. And as you exhale, modified pyramid pose, straighten your right leg, keep your left heel lifted, and then also flex your right toes. So your right toes are pulled off of the mat. Option is soft bend the elbows, release to the crown of your head. 2 more times like that. Inhale, deepen the lunge, gaze forward. Exhale, straighten your right leg, press back. Last one, breath in. And breath out. Low lunge. You can keep your palm on your left hand on your block if you want. Inhale, low lunge twist, right arm high. Now be really mindful of your hips. So you can drop your hips slightly, but keep your left leg really straight and active, and then pull the hips towards center, toward the midline. So you should be so strong here that you could actually hover your palms, because the rest of your body is working really hard, from your legs to your core space. Soften the neck. Take a full breath. Exhale, Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. So you're shifting over your left shoulder and then release down. You'll probably want to take your blocks with you because we're moving from the front to the back of the mat. Arm variation of your choice. If you'd like a chest expansion here, you can find it, or you can just rest your palms on the mat. Palms beneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, reach up through the torso. Exhale, low lunge to the back. Take your blocks, frame your left foot this time. With your inhale, stay deep with your lunge, pull your heart through. With your exhale, straighten your left leg, flex your left toes, and then hover your right heel over the mat. Feel the deep hamstring stretch. And we'll flow it out. Inhale all the way forward, deep lunge. And exhale, press back. Again, breath in. And breath out. Take the air all the way out. Feel the belly button pull towards your spine, allowing for a deeper fold through the torso as you do this. Low lunge. Keep your right palm rooted. Inhale, low lunge twist. Left arm reaches. Stay level with your hips. You're even going to pull your left hip crease back and drive your right hip crease slightly forward to keep this equality here through your entire pelvis. Soften the neck as you turn the gaze. Maybe you try and hover because the rest of your body is so strong. You don't have to rely on the connection of your right hand. Take a full breath in. Exhale, Prasarita, over your right shoulder, wide-legged forward fold. Again, if you're using your blocks, just take them with you. Palms beneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge to the front. And step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, lift all the way up, reach through the hands. Palms come together to touch. Exhale, side bend to the right, up and over, even getting a little longer here. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. We'll move through breath to movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, right foot back. Immediately take your right hand down. Inhale, low lunge, twist, left arm high. Exhale, Prasarita over your right shoulder, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, low lunge to the back. Right hand, or left hand down rather. Inhale, low lunge twist, right arm reaches. Allow the twist to move a little deeper through the body as you're warmed up. Exhale, Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Step back to high plank. Option here to hold high plank, or option to take Chaturanga Dandasana if you want a little more fluid movement. If you're holding high plank, just focus on the core, focus on the heels. And then downward facing dog, hips rise. 3 full breaths here in downward facing dog. Make them slow. Gaze forward. Forward fold, top of your mat. Keep your feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. First time here, focus on your connection of your heels to the mat, and then drop your booty. That's your anchor, pull it toward the earth. And then play with your chair pose. I know for years I put my thighs together to touch. Maybe break that habit and try on something new. Not to say either one is right or wrong, just try for something different. So keeping space between your inner thighs, lift your toes. That ensures that your weight pulls down towards your heels. And then drop your booty really low. And it's okay to keep the natural curve in your lumbar spine, but pull in the low belly. And then draw your elbows more towards center and activate the low ribs. Take a full breath. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. So pull your palms to your heart space. Dip deep in your lunge, and then pull your left elbow outside of your right thigh. It's okay if your elbow's between your thighs, that works too. But I want you to soften the shoulders. It's almost like imagine like a turtle head poking out of its shell. Now reach the crown of your head forward. And as you hollow out the belly, the torso gets even longer through your side bodies. We've got a really big movement coming up. So take all of your weight to your right foot. Inhale, warrior 3. Your left leg is going to go back and your arms are going to reach forward. And you're also standing up into your right stabilizing leg. So get really strong in the right leg. Extend. Point your toes toward the back wall and reach your fingertips forward. And notice the stronger your back body gets, the lighter the body feels. Take a full breath. Exhale, pyramid pose. Step your left foot back. Take your blocks, frame your right foot. So here we should be warmed up that your left heel is now connected to the mat. If your left heel is not connected to the mat, shorten your stance. Before we fold the torso, I want you to scissor the thigh. So draw your right thigh back, your left hip forward. And now bend your elbows and let the torso fall. So again, that core sensation that we have found several times in class today, feel that here. So as you exhale completely, feel the pulling of the low belly back towards the spine and the length through your torso. Close your eyes, just breathe. Press down through the soles of your feet. Inhale, warrior 1, rise up, create a bend in your right leg. Doesn't have to be the most perfect warrior 1. You just want to lift yourself up and open after that deep forward fold. And then gaze toward the sky, reach all the way back. Option to take your palms together to touch like we've been doing, framing your ears with your biceps. And instead of letting the low ribs flay open, I want you to pull them back to midline. So more activation through the whole core space, top to bottom and sides. Take a full breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga, Dandasana, high to low plank. Always an option to skip it, friends. I think holding high plank sometimes is a bit more challenging and strength building than it is to flow all the way through. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, second time here. And again, play with that same stance if you created something new in our bodies. So we really don't have a lot of ability to change unless we change, right? We have to shift our patterns to really feel a difference and notice, hey, maybe that's not working anymore, or maybe it is working and I need to shift something else. So get really curious about the positions that we habitually put our bodies in, right? Just because we've been doing it all the time doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong, but maybe we could feel something different if we shift it up. Drop your tailbone. Take a full breath in. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. So pull your palms through your heart space. Drop your booty. Now shift right elbow outside of left thigh. Allow the neck, the sides of your neck to soften. And notice how when you breathe, the body releases a bit, as opposed to holding your breath and struggling, right, to get the perfect posture. There's no perfect posture. It's what your body wants to do today. So don't force anything, just bear witness. Now take all your weight to your left foot. Big movement here. Inhale, warrior three, right leg back. Arms reach forward. Lengthen. And as you power down through the left leg, as you activate through your right toes and fingertips, notice how light the body feels. The more muscles working. Take a full breath in. Exhale, pyramid pose. Send your right leg back. Connect your right heel down, even if you have to shorten your stance. Frame your foot, your left foot with your blocks. Now you're gonna pull the left hip crease back, draw the right hip crease slightly forward. Bend your elbows. Drop your torso long over your thigh. Close your eyes. Now press down through the soles of your feet. Inhale, warrior one. Bend your left knee. Stay grounded through your right heel. Palms connect. Open up the front body. Lift the gaze. Take a full inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank if you choose. And downward facing dog. 3 full breaths, friends. Take a bend in your knees. Find that beautiful space with your hands and feet. The downward facing dog doesn't feel like work. I know sometimes it feels challenging to think that downward facing dog is actually a resting posture, but it is. And there's a place that you can really shift the weight in your hands and feet, that it feels lighter. And slowly drop your knees down. Cross your ankles behind you and roll over your feet. Send your legs forward. And we'll move gently into the restorative part of class. Great work, everyone. I'd like to put you in Janu Shirshasana for our first posture. So we will extend the right leg long and pull the sole of your left foot in. You're just opposite of me because I'm not technically mirroring you. I'm just telling you what to do with my words. I know for some people, they like to elevate their tailbone. So sitting on a blanket can be beneficial. Particularly in my body, I don't like that, but I'll let you decide if that works for you. Take a block underneath your right knee. And then just make sure that you've removed the extra flesh from beneath your sit bones. Lift up through your torso. Get really long through the crown of your head. And then take the arms alongside the ears. Palms come together to touch. I want you to rotate your torso towards your right thigh. And then exhale, hinging at your hips, reach through your fingertips, release down. Now here's where you can take your other block. If you need a little more support for the third eye to rest, this is a great place for a block. And also know the longer that we hold this posture, the block might not be needed anymore, and your third eye simply rests on your knee. Feel the elbows draw down, the shoulders surrender, and the low back begin to release the longer we hold the posture. So many times we try to remove the dark parts of our own existence, labeling them as bad or as wrong or as not good enough. But it's so important that we realize that they're two sides to the same coin, and we can't have one without the other. And it's so important that we embrace our dark and our light as the same, as ways in which we see that we can grow and shift and move and transform. And if we see those places of light and dark in ourselves, we can more easily see them in others. That's where compassion comes in. Let the breath be your guide here. These deep compressions can often be challenging, so stay really connected, especially to the exhales. And the longer you make your exhales, the more breath you take in with your inhales. Notice if you can shift your block beneath your third eye if it's there. Now that the body's allowed to soften over time, maybe the posture looks a little different. Three full rounds of breath. All the way at the top and then pause, and then all the way out and pause. Ever so slowly, you'll press down through your palm and then curl your hands back towards your body as you lift your torso back up. We'll take the counter posture here, but remove your blocks first. Take your left palm outside of your left hip, and as you inhale, I want you to lift your hips, keep your right leg straight, and then reach back. 3 full breaths here. Release the hips down. Switch out your legs. So now it's the right sole of your foot that comes in, your left leg extends long. Remove the flesh from beneath your sit bones. Take a block underneath your left knee. Lengthen up, and then reach the arms high. Rotate toward the left leg, and then exhale, slowly hinging at your hips. You're gonna reach, and then you'll soften down. Take a block if you need to. Support your third eye. And again, without shame or judgment, just recognize how the different sides of the body feel in the same posture. Now it is more of a yin restorative, but even though we have more sensation here, where can you surrender? What parts of the body can you let go of that might be holding on a little too tight? Allow the muscles of your face to just be heavy. Relax the fingertips, relax the toes. 3 deep breaths. Press down through your palms. Very slowly start to crawl your torso back up. Move your blocks. We'll take the counter posture, so right hand outside of right hip. As you inhale, lift your hips, reach all the way back. 3 breaths. Release the hips down. All right, we've got about 10 to 15 minutes left of class, and I'd like to put us in legs up the wall. So it's going to take us a couple minutes to get there because we're going to bind our legs. So if you want to find a wall, go ahead and take yourself to the wall. Make sure you have your blanket, your blocks, and your strap. Okay, I personally like the bound up legs up the wall. So take your right or left hip to your wall. Take your block at the smallest setting, so the narrow setting, it's going to come between your calves. Then your strap or whatever you have to bind, make a loop. And then take your loop around your calves and your block. So you're going to tighten it, not that you're cutting off circulation, but just enough so that the block's not going to move. And then you'll pull yourself closer to the wall and start to lift your legs up. Now I'm using my blanket as a pillow, so that's a great option. And then press into the wall with your feet, lift your hips, and take your second block underneath your tailbone. So this is going to create more elevation through your legs. Now with the strap and with the block between your legs are like in heaven because they don't have to work. They can just hang out. Allow your arms to move along your side bodies. Just rest your palms face up. And start to feel the opportunity you have to just settle in to this non-doing space of just being. Feel the gentle shift of blood flow and energy as it travels the opposite direction to the crown of your head. Try to release any activation you have in your feet, any activation you have in your hands. And as you close your eyes, draw your internal gaze up to the third eye, the space between your eyebrows, and let it reside here. So when we find stillness and we focus just a bit, the jhana, we move into meditation. And we start to feel the shift of moving in and out of consciousness. And in this beautiful space, there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do, and there's absolutely nothing to want. And we see our light and we see our dark just as it is, without having to change it, just witnessing. What starts to surface when the body is still? What do you begin to see? What allows you to peel away the layers of fear? And move into more love, more compassion, more kindness for all human beings, for everything that exists in this physical world with us. Slowly begin to awaken your bodies with breath. And just start by gently wiggling your fingertips and your toes. Simply bend your knees. Keep your block and strap right where they are for a moment. Bend your knees and feel how the thighs are pulled towards the belly. But the hips are gently elevated because the block beneath. And so hang out here for a moment. Stay rooted for the back of your head. And slowly start to take your hands to your strap. Begin to release it. Try not to worry about it too much. Just slip it off the feet. And you'll press your soles of feet into the wall and lift the hips so that you can take the block from underneath you. Roll over to your right side and rest gently in supported fetal position. Feel the gift that's given each time we make it to our mats, this opportunity to start over. New purpose, new intention, and more awareness. Uncover the layers of doubt, of fear, of pain, of suffering. Let them begin to fall away. And soon we realize that underneath is the love and the light within, shining brightly. Press down through the palm of your hand, lift yourself up through seated. Keep your eyes closed and place your palms together at your heart space for Anjali Mudra. Gratitude for this practice, allowing us to really begin to see. Let's end class today, friends, with one Om. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, we prepare. Carry the sound with you. Draw your thumbs to your third eye. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here and allowing me to guide you through practice. It's always such an honor. Until next time, friends, be well.